Run it back, Nation. What is good? Yeah. Every single day. Might stream for every day for the rest of the year. Even if the middle of August there's nothing to talk about, I might just stream, see who pops up. But there are things to talk about right now because we are in day 3 of free agency. If you count 6 p.m. on July 30th was when free agents could negotiate with teams, and that's when Shams started getting his Twitter fingers, you know. And for the 76ers, it has been a lackluster free agency so far. We should have expected it because they don't have any cap space, because Daryl Morey, with $65 million in cap space last season, gave a max contract to 39,000-year-old Paul George with no knees. And now the 76ers have no cap space and they can't make any moves. The thing is, they really want to bring back Quentin Grimes. That makes that gives them incredible depth off the bench. I don't know. Some people think that he would be starting. I don't really see that happening. But it would be great depth off the bench. And, you know, so the 76ers waiting around to sign Quentin Grimes held them up in the Gershon Yabusele situation. There's rumors now that Gershon would have probably gotten the same offer from the 76ers if he would have waited until they signed Quentin Grimes. He didn't want to wait. Kind of odd to think about the fact that he didn't let a bidding war happen. He just took 2 years, $12 million from the New York Knicks, which isn't even that much money. But I guess when you're $900,000 in the hole because you bought yourself out of a EuroLeague contract, $12 million is $12 million, and you're going to sign on the dotted line. So there's the Gershon Yabusele, Quentin Grimes, Sixers debacle conversation going on. But the biggest thing yesterday is the 76ers brought back the Bohemian sniper, Eric Gordon. And we're going to talk about it. Thank you for being here. 231 people in here. Do me a favor, hit the like button if you appreciate the fact that we are live every single day, whether we're covering draft news, whether we're covering free agency, whether we're speculating, whether we're making shit up out of thin air. If you appreciate the live shows, do me a solid and just hit that little thumbs up. Completely free content for you. All I want you to do is hit the thumbs up. All right? And subscribe to the channel. We are approaching 29,000 subscribers, on our way to 30,000. So thank you for being here. Let's get into it. Paul Michio super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Ice bucket. Yeah, we for those that don't know, I agreed that if the 76ers did not draft Ace Bailey, I would do an ice plunge. We haven't gotten there yet, but we're gonna do it. But thank you for the super chat. All right, man. First order of business. Phil Evans says, sensitive this morning, I see. I don't know what that means, Phil. Phil, thank you for being a regular viewer of the channel, but your comments, every time I see your comment, I'm just like, what the fuck does that mean? Let's get down to it, man. First things first. The 76ers re-sign Eric Gordon to a veteran minimum contract. Now, I'm going to apologize ahead of time if people are expecting an epic rant about this. I don't think I'm going to rant about it, man. I actually, if I would have went live last night right when it happened, I probably would have been ranting. I was actually sitting on my couch ranting to my lady, who probably doesn't give a fuck about, you know, the Sixers signing Eric Gordon. And one of the things that I said was, I've been screaming about this team on YouTube since 2019. And it started with the Ben Simmons stuff. And I remember when people used to say things like, you're just milking views. You know, this dude named Brock, I don't know if he's still on YouTube, but he said something like, I don't need to get all red in the face and act all angry to milk views. And I was just like, bro, some people think this is an act. And the truth is, I was screaming about them in 2019 because what I was watching on the TV, I could not wrap my mind around how stupid it was, man. I could not, is there a word or a phrase or something to explain when you see something happening? You can't actually fathom people who are supposed to be smart basketball minds putting that product on your TV screen. It was that fucking stupid. Ben Simmons, Al Horford, Joel Embiid, Tobias Harris, Josh Richardson. Just how did somebody think that was going to be a functional basketball team? You know what I mean? So the shit didn't make sense, right? 6 years later, I'm still screaming about this team. And I think that's why people that don't really know what's going on or follow the channel that closely just think that I'm coming up here and putting on an act every day. But the reality is, 6 years later, this team is still doing stupid shit that nobody can explain. If you click on this notification, specifically the one from the 76ers that said EG is back and they tagged Eric Gordon on Twitter, and read all of the comments, there is not a single positive comment. I mean, the only other social media presence besides the 76ers that is nothing but hate comments, there's two probably. Paul George podcast and an announcement about a Jake Paul fight. Those are the only other two I can think of that nobody supports. Nobody's happy in the replies. You know? This is like Grand Theft Auto announcing that GTA 6 is delayed for another year. It's not news that anybody wants to see. But the 76ers tweeted out like something good happened. It's just the whole thing is so fucking stupid. It's so stupid, man. And you know what it is? Eric Gordon restructured his contract, basically. He opted out. He made an agreement with the Sixers to opt out of his player option, to sign technically for less money or more money, but would be less of a cap hit on the 76ers because of player options and some in and out, loophole, whatever. But, like, when I see this news, and I watched Eric Gordon play basketball last year, and yeah, he shot 40% from three, okay? That's not the issue. See, in the NBA, you need three-point shooters who can do other things. Yeah, he can still shoot a three-pointer. That's cool. I can find a 65-year-old man that can still shoot a three-pointer. That doesn't mean he can play in the NBA. You see what I'm saying? He can't defend anybody at this point in his career. He can't even run down the floor. And God forbid he ends up in a situation where he dribbles the ball into the paint. He looks like, what word can I say without getting kicked off of YouTube? He looks like a 7-year-old child that's not all there upstairs, just chucking the ball at the top of the backboard. Him and Kyle Lowry last season, at some points with them driving into the lane against 6'9" NBA defenders, it sometimes looked like the Special Olympics. I'm sorry. These dudes at this point in their career are embarrassing themselves by going onto the floor and trying to play NBA basketball. The issue is, this is a fraternity. This is an organization that runs more on politics and relationships than trying to win basketball games. It's basically a Josh Harris tax write-off full of dudes who just hang out, go to dinner together, write that off too, drink beers together, and then just hire each other for jobs. And none of it has to actually do with winning basketball games. I'm at the point now where I believe Josh Harris owning an NFL team, an NHL team, and whatever else he owns, if the 76ers net him a negative return, it's a massive billion-dollar business loss tax write-off. That's where I'm at with it. You got billionaires just toying with shit, and then there's an actual fan base on the outside that is frustrated and angry, and the problem is the people in charge aren't even living in the first world. They're somewhere else where you can, put your Gucci loafers on and walk out onto a yacht and have a chef feed you grapes, I guess, or something. I don't know, man. They're the billionaires, teams, fan bases, massive disconnect, and lo and behold, this is what you get out of that. You get Eric Gordon getting another contract. And social media isn't everything, but does somebody like Eric Gordon, is he in tune even a little bit with how much the fan base doesn't want him to play basketball here anymore? Does he read social media? Do you think he goes and looks at the replies on a Sixers Instagram post or a Twitter post? Or are these guys they have no idea? Because it's just wild to me that somebody would keep coming back when the fan base is like, bro, we don't want to watch you play basketball anymore. Now, all of that I just said might be an overreaction. I want to put that out there. Because it could have also been the fact that what people are saying is that Eric Gordon is from the Bahamas. I didn't even know that because nobody gives a shit. But VJ Edgecombe is also from the Bahamas, even though VJ Edgecombe was like 1.5 years old when Eric Gordon was drafted. That's not an exaggeration, by the way, either. I think he's on year 17. VJ Edgecombe is 20. VJ Edgecombe was 3 fucking years old when Eric Gordon was drafted. And y'all are telling me, oh, he played with VJ Edgecombe in the... Anyway, it's probably the 76ers think he's a positive mentor, veteran NBA guard, which, look, I don't want to act like a mentor isn't a thing. If you don't have mentors on the team who can really connect with younger players, you get the Ja Morant situation, right? Or you get LaMelo Ball chucking 37 three-pointers in the first half of a game, not trying to win. Or you get Kevin Porter, or was it Kevin Porter Jr. that trashed his locker room and got cut from the Cavs? Or you get the Miles Bridges situations, okay? So having a mentor is okay. So if Eric Gordon is just a Udonis Haslem style player mentor, okay? First of all, couldn't you just retire and be like an assistant coach or something, or a practice coach or a training coach, whatever? But if he stays on the end of the bench and he's just a mentor, and they don't bring back Kyle Lowry, who said he wants to play for another year, is Kyle Lowry an unrestricted free agent? I don't know. I'll look that up in a second. Is Kyle Lowry an unrestricted free agent? Kyle Lowry will opt out of his final year of his contract to become an unrestricted free agent. Lowry confirmed the decision on Monday following... Oh, that was a Raptors article. What the... Good job, AI. Oh, Apple AI. Oh, iPhone 16. Step into AI, and you give me an article from 8 years ago. What I'm saying is, if Eric Gordon is on the end of the bench, and I don't see him on the floor unless everybody gets hurt, that's fine. But we have Nick Nurse. And there is a clip that I posted on my Instagram and my Twitter last night of me reacting to one of the first games of the season. And I was screaming, why is Eric Gordon on the floor? See, I thought last year the Sixers brought back Eric Gordon, or signed Eric Gordon and brought back Kyle Lowry to be on the end of the bench, right? And then game one, they were on the floor. And there's a clip of me, maybe game 2 or 3, I don't know. I was screaming, where is Lester Canonez? Where is Ricky Council? Where is Justin Edwards? Right? And then after the Sixers go 5-1,000, Nick Nurse puts Justin Edwards in the game and he averages 15 points per game for the rest of the season. And it's like, it blows my mind that me, just a regular dude in my attic in Hershey, Pennsylvania, can say things at the beginning of a season, and then 2 months later, the coach does it, and it's like, oh, they found a diamond in the rough. No, anybody with a fucking brain knew that you put the 6'6" high school All-American in the game over a 5'11" 40-year-old, bro. Anyway. If the plan is for Eric Gordon to be at the end of the bench and be a mentor, it is what it is. But unfortunately, we have Nick Nurse, so we cannot assume that's what's going to happen. I want to prepare you guys. The bench rotation, day 1, might include Eric Gordon. And it reminds me of those Doc Rivers years where something would sound so crazy that we'd be like, dude, imagine if he does this. You know what I mean? Imagine if game 7 of the playoffs against the Hawks, he doesn't put Tyrese Maxey in the fourth quarter. He puts George Hill in the fourth quarter, who just joined the team, but because he's 40 years old, and then he does it. So I want to let you know, when you think of something crazy, it's not unrealistic, and it might actually happen, because this is the white Doc Rivers. But the 76ers re-sign Eric Gordon. I don't think I have anything else to say about it. I guess he's a mentor. Whatever. I would have liked to use an extra roster spot for a guy with some size. The 76ers seemingly have 7 guards on the team with the undrafted guy that they just signed. I don't know. But I think this team is so stupid that I'm not going to scream this year, you know? Last year, I was expecting something, and I was absolutely shocked by what I was seeing. So that was the natural reaction. But now, with them seemingly running it back with a team that they won 20 games with, how could I be shocked? You know? And the same coach that did all the dumb shit I was screaming about last year, how could I be shocked that this is happening? But at the same time, if the 76ers start 5-15 again, I'm going to be sitting here like, what's that video of that dude? You are so dumb. You are so dumb. For real. What you guys think, man? Somebody super chat, man. Where does super chat go, man? Thank you all for the support. Thank you for the super chats. I just saw a super chat, man. Where's it at? Oh, that was a subscriber. Okay. Members in the chat, what's up? Is Shazy Lowry needs to sign with the Pistons and mentor them. Za is in the building. Ricky is bad. Yeah, I just replied to Jacob Moreno on Twitter because he listed Ricky Council as a shooting guard, and I said, I mean, I love Ricky Council's hustle and athleticism, but you can't really be a shooting guard if you can't shoot a basketball, you know. Last year, like the advanced numbers, Ricky Council was one of the worst shooters in the entire NBA. Vlad, what's going on? Jabbar Wright, what's going on, man? Shout out to the members of Sicko Nation. The same thing that Nick Nurse did in Toronto is going to get him fired in Philly. It's just a matter of when. I think I agree with that. And it's weird because do coaches like Nick Nurse, is he just so stubborn in his ways that he just can't see reality? I was blown away last year by the fact that he was playing short 40-year-olds, getting ran off the floor by every NBA team the first 20 games of the season. But he was frustrated. He was on the sideline, absolutely shocked and frustrated, red in the face, could not figure out what the problem was. I couldn't believe it. And then there was a 7-game stretch in the middle of January where he played a Dembona and Ricky Council and Justin Edwards. And the 76ers started winning games and started competing with some of the best teams in the league. And then as soon as Eric Gordon came back from emergency molar surgery and Kyle Lowry came back after he got the batteries replaced in his Life Alert, and somebody else was released from the nursing home or the insane asylum or something, he benched all those young guys again and started losing games again. It is just the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I just feel like the things that he did were fucking stupid. And he couldn't figure out why it wasn't working. And yeah, Raptors fans tell me that's exactly what he was doing in Toronto. And it's going to get him fired in Philly. I completely agree with that. They're going to start this upcoming season about 5-15. He's going to play Eric Gordon, and if he can find another old player on the end of the bench, he's going to play him too. It's just so weird, man. I think I'm out of energy when it comes to trying to understand what this team actually is and what they are doing. What else, man? Here's the salary cap. Remaining salary cap of the 76ers team. Let's see if we can get this on a full screen here so you can see it. Is that it? Is that the best I can do? Is that the best I can do? Zoom, zoom, zoom. There we go. The 76ers are at $183 million. The first apron is $195. The second apron is $207. The luxury tax apron is $187. So as you can see, once again, Josh Harris has pulled it off. He has gotten under the luxury tax once again, so he can have all of the extra money at his disposal to, buy new uniforms for the Washington Redskins or the New Jersey Devils or buy another sports team or something like that. He does not care about the 76ers. His only option, his only strategy every year is try to come up with something to sell to the fans and then get under the luxury tax. Lucky for him, the Quentin Grimes thing, they have his bird rights, so he will not affect the penalties for going over the salary cap. Joel Embiid, Paul George, Tyrese Maxey, 55, 51, and 37. Again, for the 5th year in a row, maybe the most top-heavy team in the NBA. They just keep doing it. You get rid of Tobias Harris, you fill it in with Paul George. We were crying last year. Please use this cap space to build a deeper roster. We lost to the Knicks when DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, and Josh Hart were all three making combined less money than Tobias Harris was making. So we were just please give us a team full of high energy guys that can plug and play, depth, And Daryl Morey went up there in a press conference and literally argued that, the NBA is trending more towards depth right now, but over the course of the history of the league, teams with the most all-stars have the best chance of winning. These are actual words that he said out of his mouth, and then he signed Paul George to a max contract. And some people say, but you wanted Paul George, If you go back and listen to what I was saying Daryl Morey is going to sign Paul George. If Paul George is available, he's going to sign him. I was giving you guys a warning to prepare yourself. And he did it. It was very easy to predict. But, when you look at this roster, man, Paul George, Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, VJ Edgecombe, Kelly Oubre, Andre Drummond. Dude, I forgot that Andre Drummond opted into his $5 million contract, and they've been trying to trade him, and they can't trade him because nobody wants him, especially nobody wants to pay him $5 million. You got Kelly Oubre and Andre Drummond taking up $13 million. Then you got Ricky Council, who can't shoot a basketball, taking up $2 million. Eric Gordon, who is literally, signing into the nursing home in the morning and then, requesting to be able to leave at the right time to get to the game on time, taking up $2 million. And then you have unsigned Trendon Watford. Not unsigned. You have, I was going to say undrafted. He wasn't undrafted. He played for the Nets. You have Trendon Watford, Jared McCain. I love Justin Edwards. I just hope that and I love a Dembona. I just hope that Nick Nurse takes this roster and plays the guys that can play. You know, if he plays Andre Drummond and Eric Gordon, I just don't know, man. I just don't know, man. I'm sorry I'm being so negative today, but this Eric Gordon signing's really pissed me off, man. What else I want to say, man? There's a couple other things I want to say, man. What you guys talking about in the chat, man? I'm begging them to attach like 4 second-round picks just for another team to take Andre Drummond. Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Doesn't feel like it's going to happen. Now the team is begging for Grimes. Is crazy. You drafted VJ. Why are you begging for Grimes? Phil, this is because teams have 15 roster spots, and it's good to have multiple good players. You know, so you draft VJ Edgecombe, who's a rookie. You can play him as a rookie, see how good he is as a rookie, right? And then you can do what's called a substitution, where you put other players in the game, and you can put Quentin Grimes also in the game. Hope this helps. Let's move on, man. Re-signing Yabusele. Yeah, Yabusele signed with the Knicks because the Sixers wasted too much time waiting for a Quentin Grimes decision. Sixers signed Hunter Salis out of Wake Forest. He was undrafted. Another, you guessed it, 6'5" guard. Hunter Salis did shoot 40% from three his junior season at Wake Forest, but then his senior season he shot 27% from three. But his junior season he shot 40% from three on about 5 attempts per game. And that's a really, really good number. I don't know what the hell happened his senior season. Maybe he had a point guard with him his junior season that was getting him open looks, and maybe he didn't have that much space his senior season or something like that. Maybe the coaching philosophy changed. I don't know. But he's 6'5". He has a 6'10 wingspan, and he can shoot the ball. If you look at clips of him shooting the ball, he has a very nice jump shot form. He can shoot the ball. But it doesn't really matter anyway because Nick Nurse isn't going to play him, and he is a 6'5 guard, and the 76ers have 7 6'5 guards. What is my cat doing? Yeah, so like with 2 roster spots, when you talk about how the 76ers lack size, defense, rebounding, all that stuff, you would think with those 2 roster spots, they would try to find some guys that are 6'10", 6'11", somehow, some way, from somewhere, that can give you defensive help and rebounding help off the end of the bench. Instead, they sign another 6'5 guard and Eric Gordon. So there's that. Here's a little clip of Hunter Salis at Wake Forest. I think it's clipped up fast enough for me to not to get the C word, but we'll see, man. Here he is. Let's see the jump shot. What the jump shot looks like. He's got some guard skills, some ball screen skills. Gets to an open 3 there. Got a little hop in the lane floater. I like that. Creating a shot in the paint. I like that. This was against a pretty good team. North Carolina was ranked 5th in the league at the time. 5th in the rankings. I guess in the league. I don't know. NCAA, whatever. There he is. Drive. Finish through contact. Look, I like it, man. I actually don't, I'm surprised he didn't get drafted. He is undersized. 6'5", 185. He's the exact same size as VJ Edgecombe. He does have a nice vertical leap, too. He has a 37.5-inch vertical. So I don't hate this signing. It could be another diamond in the rough type of player like when Daryl Morey signed Justin Edwards. And let's keep it a bean. The Sixers have no cap space and nothing to make any moves for. So they got to, Daryl Morey has to get creative, and finding guys like this undrafted is what he has to do. Justin Edwards worked out last year. We'll see if Hunter Salis gets playing time. I'll tell you right now, off rip, I'll play him over Eric Gordon. Without even seeing him play in the NBA, I'll play him over Eric Gordon. But again, remember, we have Nick Nurse at the helm. And I don't know if Nick Nurse is in on this stuff, man. I don't know. Daryl Morey was up there saying we're going to get younger. But you got a coach who likes to play old guys. So, are they in the same meetings? Is Daryl Morey and Nick Nurse, is Nick Nurse sitting there agreeing? Are they like, hey, motherfucker, you got to play younger guys next year, okay? You pissed off the whole fan base all season. Is he like, all right, fine. I'll play younger guys, okay? I'm sorry. I thought a lineup of Kyle Lowry, Eric Gordon, and Reggie Jackson would somehow defend NBA teams and not get ran off the floor. I'm sorry. I'll play younger guys, okay? We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. We got news yesterday about a little bit about Jared McCain, because the 76ers released their Summer League roster, and Jared McCain is not on the Summer League roster. And I would assume that means Jared McCain is not 100% right now after the meniscus surgery. There was just a video of him at practice, I think, posted by Keith Pompey, of him kind of jogging around at practice. But he has a big, sleeve on his knee. I don't think he's 100% right now, so I'm not shocked that he's not playing in the Summer League. I honestly wouldn't be shocked if Jared McCain doesn't go game one of the season. I just don't think there's any reason to rush back from a meniscus tear when you're 21 years old and you have your entire career ahead of you. Please, please, please do not risk yourself, especially for this franchise, okay? Take care of yourself, get to 100%, and then play. So Jared McCain is not on the Summer League roster, so we don't get to see him play in the Summer League. We do get to see Justin Edwards, a Dembona, VJ Edgecombe. I like that a lot. I'm excited to watch VJ in the Summer League. I'm actually shocked that Justin Edwards is on the Summer League roster. I thought he earned a solidified role on the 76ers at the end of last season. Dembona, I also thought, earned a solidified role on the 76ers at the end of last season, but both of those guys are on the Summer League roster also. And so that's fun. That gives us some entertainment. And we'll see. We'll get to see Hunter Salis, too. He's on the Summer League roster. We'll get to see what he looks like. Janai Broom is on there. Jalen Hood-Schifino is on there. Some of those other guys I don't know. Alex Reese is on there. For those who don't know, that is Angel Reese's second cousin. He's not. I just made that up. Yeah, so there's all of that, man. I was on the Sixers page and I saw a clip of a Dembona dunking. And I wanted to talk about it, and here it is. Well, this is VJ Edgecombe with a drive and a dunk on the baseline, and a Dem jumps like a maniac on a pump fake. I think he was joking. We're gonna assume that he was joking, and that he didn't seriously jump like that on a pump fake. Edgecombe with the slam, but then there's this did I say Justin Edwards? A Dembona dunk right here, okay. And this makes me very happy. Bam! Listen, this right here, a Dembona catching the ball on the perimeter and making a quick jab step, one dribble hammer with the left hand. Guys, remember how freakishly athletic a Dembona was in year one? And he didn't even get the playing time that he should have got early on. Year two of a Dembona loading. We might not be talking about a Dembona enough leading into the second year of his career. Because if he comes out there and does stuff like this, pow! He might shock people. I saw clips of him shooting corner threes. I don't know if he's going to shoot any in-game. We'll see if he pulls a couple. I hope he pulls a couple in the Summer League. I think he only shot one three-pointer in the last 15 games of the season last year. So he hasn't shot the ball in the NBA yet. His jump shot form, when you see the clips, does look pretty nice. So maybe he develops into a guy who can stretch the floor if he has to. This is a quick jab, step, and drive, man. And, you know, we saw him do it a couple times last year. He has an incredible level of athleticism. And I'm excited for a Dembona year 2. A Dembona last season, and I always look at the last 20 games of the season because that's when Nick Nurse actually started playing these guys after all of his dumbass philosophies didn't work at all, like we all knew they weren't going to work. He started playing the young guys. A Dembona the last 20 games of the season averaged 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 2.1 blocks on 70% from the field. And yeah, he only shot 1 3-pointer in those last 20 games. But I am very excited for year 2 a Dembona. I'm excited for year 2 Justin Edwards. I'm excited for Jared McCain to come back. I'm excited for year 1 VJ Edgecombe. I'm excited for Tyrese Maxey to maybe have a redemption season after a little bit of a down season last year, because he was, you know, thrown into a philosophy that was supposed to have Paul George and Joel Embiid, and it didn't. Yeah. Phil, all right, I'm gone, y'all. Gave y'all a few minutes. Don't waste my time on 6. This guy, bro. I have no idea who this Phil guy thinks he is, man, but his comments are always absolutely fucking insane. And he thinks that we are wasting his time. What else we got in the chat, man? Edwards can shoot better than Council. Council was just more athletic. They probably want to see a little more Justin Edwards running the offense, see what he can do with the ball. Yeah, I hate that. I hate that thought process, man. I hate it. He showed you at the end of last season what he can do, but this is the thinking of Nick Nurse. This is what he does. He'll go out there and play Eric Gordon the beginning of next season. And it will be the, oh, we need to see more of Justin Edwards. We don't know yet if he can do this or do that. Or just wait, man. Just wait. Y'all got any hot takes in the chat? Always beware of March All-Stars, though. Playoff teams sometimes feel their spot locked up and sit their stars. That's not what happened. They were playing against full NBA rosters. I was watching every single game. I can see the Sixers' tallest player after Embiid gets hurt again jumping for a tip-off, and the other team is only... You remember that, bro? When Nick Nurse was starting Yabusele at center, and there was a couple of games where the other center didn't even jump, he was just like... Who do you reckon starts a power forward? Paul George, I would think, man. I would think it's Paul George. I guess if I had to like project a starting lineup right now, Tyrese Maxey. Yeah, they're not going to start. I'm going to say Jared McCain. They're not going to start Jared McCain. Coming off of a meniscus. That's just another excuse for Nick Nurse not to play the kid. Tyrese Maxey, Quentin Grimes, Justin Edwards, Paul George, Joel Embiid. I think that's the starting lineup. Does that sound right to you guys? PG notably hates playing power forward. Yeah, well, I mean, PG, I don't care what he thinks, man. Paul George, I think, hates playing basketball. He just took another $300 million because it was offered to him. Paul George doesn't sound like he likes playing basketball anymore, dude. Yabu at power forward. Well, he's not here anymore, so there's that. Lillard to the Sixers, no thanks. We already have a million guards. We already have a million injured players. We already have a million guys that are 35 years old with bad knees and Achilles and ankles. And yeah, no thanks. Is Paul George ready to guard Siakam? Will McCain be ready at the start of the season? I don't think he will. I don't think he will, man. Let me fire through some comments. Let's do rapid fire Q&A. Rapid fire Q&A in the chat. Let's do it, man. I'm going to read every single comment starting right here. Sign and trade Grimes for Kuminga. Damn, man. I might say yes to that, bro. I don't want to say yes to that. I wouldn't like to see Grimes leave, but I think Kuminga is a much better version of Ricky Council. I just got here. What do they do to my boy, the backyardigan Yabu? Catch up, bro. Google Gershon Yabusele and read it up. He signed with the Knicks. I think y'all should start Bona at the 4. Unless he shows an ability to shoot, I don't think that's going to happen. It's so difficult to play a non-shooter next to Joel Embiid. He takes up so much space. And if Joel Embiid is healthy, then, you know, I don't think you can play a Dembona at the 4 unless he... Nick Nurse wouldn't do that anyway. No Watford at power forward. I don't think starting, man. I don't think starting. You know what I mean? I think off the bench probably. I don't see the Sixers starting Trendon Watford day one. He's not much of a shooter either, by the way. And it's not easy to play guys next to Joel who can't shoot. Hot take, Sixers losing the second round again. The Knicks due to Yabusele. They'll probably lose in the second round again. I don't think it will be because of Yabusele. Imagine game 1, no Embiid, no McCain. It's probably going to happen, man. It's probably if you're a betting man. Is there betting odds on betting sites yet? My cat's smacking a bottle cap across the floor. She's just crazy right now, dude. You're so distracting. I'm trying to do a show. Is there odds on betting sites yet of whether Joel Embiid will play game 1? Please bet against it because it's not going to happen. Sixers win ECF and lose. There is a Joel Embiid update, though. Let's look at this real quick. I forgot to talk about this. Thank you for reminding me. Sixers Galaxy. They posted a quote, and I don't know if it means anything. Maybe it's just a slow news day, but here's what it says, man. There is optimism. This is what Ramona Shelbourne said on ESPN, okay? There is optimism that Joel Embiid will be back for training camp. He's been doing well. I don't even like the way this is worded, dude. There is optimism that Joel Embiid will be back for training camp. Oh, he should be back for training camp. This just tells me that they're still admitting that there's a percentage of a chance that he's not ready for training camp. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a report. It would just be like, hey, training camp's gonna start, and Joel Embiid's there because Joel Embiid's healthy, because that's what is happening, because, right? Joel Embiid's healthy, right? There's optimism he will be back for training camp. Tells me that there's kind of a percentage that they don't know if he's going to be at training camp. He's actually in Philadelphia, and that's a difference from years past where he's in Los Angeles for the summer. What? What the hell does that mean? And why does that matter? So, though, like, he's going to be there for training camp because he's in Philadelphia. She's kind of saying that Joel Embiid wasn't at training camp last season because he was in LA. What, do they not have flights from LA to Philly now? Is that hey, Joel Embiid's healthy, guys, but he's not going to be at training camp because he's in LA, and that's 3,000 miles from Philadelphia, and we know that airplanes exist and things like that, but I don't know. He's in LA and he's not gonna be at training camp. Now it's like, oh, this year he's actually in Philadelphia. Oh, so he can be bothered to come to training camp. Yay! I don't even understand what the hell this means. Tell me if he's healthy or not. Not what location of the country he's in. The Sixers are watching him every day. They see him all the time. Yeah, I don't know. Is that a report or not? I don't know if that's a report, dude. I have no idea. What else we got, man? Did we just get a... What's up, Ray? Thanks for the super chat, man. Ray is from Hong Kong. Yo, DJ, I'm a Sicko fan from Philly, living in Hong Kong. I watch you all the time. Keep up the great work. Holla at your boy. You are from Philly and you're living in Hong Kong, man. That's dope, bro. Thank you so much for the super chat. $250 in Hong Kong. I don't know how much that is in US dollars. How much is $250 in Hong Kong converted to US currency? 250 to US currency. I wanted to shout out, you know, the amount of the super chat. It equals a $31 super chat. My man Ray, thank you so much for the $31 super chat all the way from Hong Kong. And thank you so much for tuning into the show and watching all the time. Glad I can give you Sixers news, reactions, and updates all the way in Hong Kong. Yeah, shout out to that. What else we got? Vincent, I see your comments sometimes, man, and like you usually have good takes. And this one, it seems like your 7-year-old brother stole your account and posted a troll comment. That is so unbelievably off the wall when most of your comments on the channel have to do with basketball and are a little bit analytical. I have no idea where your affinity for Brian Windhorse, yeah, I'm not gonna say it. Did he get roped into that, bro? I don't even know, bro. I don't know what people do in YouTube chats, man. It is wild. It is wild. Your phone is mad dusty. Oh damn, bro. I better get out the phone duster and dust off my phone, bro. Y'all got anything to say? People just come in YouTube chats and say the most random shit, bro. Oh, man. What else we got, man? He should have went to Germany and got the Kobe treatment. Yeah, what is it about Germany that like Kobe got surgery in Germany and Joel Embiid? There was a rumor over the summer that Joel's going to Germany to have the surgery or the treatment that Kobe got. What do they have? What technology do they have in Germany that for some reason we don't have in the United States? What do they got, a special knee repair machine over there in Germany, man? That shit don't even make any fucking sense. Why would the best knee specialist doctor in the world be in Germany? 1, 2, 3, fix your knee. Essen Scheiße. Yeah, I think I'm a little tired today, man. I'm being a little loopy, man. Do you think the Sixers find a way to trade Drummond and Oubre? Nope. I absolutely don't know. Yeah, I think that's all I got, man. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be right back here tomorrow live talking about all the Sixers stuff again, man. If this was entertaining for you and you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. See you soon.